Good day, everyone. Welcome to our lesson. Today, we're going to be looking at how to solve common fractions, mixed fractions, top-heavy fractions, and decimal fractions. But we just need to focus firstly on the common fractions. How do you go about solving them? So, if you're given a particular set of common fractions, for example, if you look at this first one here, we've got 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4. So basically here you've got the same denominators, okay, different numerators. So once you're given something like that, you just simply add. There's no need for you to convert anything. So you can see when you try and solve this one, it's just 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4. This is equals, you only add the numerators. So 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 4 plus 4, the 4 just stays the same, okay? There's no 4. 4 stays the same, it's 3 over 4. So 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4 is 3 over 4. So you add the numerators, however, the denominator remains constant or remains the same. Now, moving forward, let's look at another problem. In this problem now, the difference is that you've got the same numerators, however, different denominators. Now, if you're given different denominators, you must find the lowest common multiple for both 3 and 5. So basically what you do, you're going to rewrite this 1 over 3, so plus 1 over 5. So we've got something like that. Now what you do, you just multiply out, okay? So here we can see that the common factor is, lowest common factor is 15. So if it's 15, you can just convert that. If you look at it this way, this multiply by 5, this one multiply by 5, okay, this one multiply by 3, and this one multiply by 3. Why are we doing that? Because we want to convert that denominator to 15, and we also want to convert that denominator to 15 so that there's a common denominator, and it's going to be easier for us to add the numbers. So now basically let's look at it. Once you've done that, so equals to, so there you're going to have 5 because you've multiplied out over 15 plus 3 over 15, and then you can simply add the numerators to get 8 over 15. That's as easy as that. So now the final step, we add the numerators, so we get 8 over 15. Now because the denominator is the same, okay, so it's going to be 8 over 15. We've converted it to a proper common fraction, and then that's just addition. Now the same thing applies if it's subtraction. So we've got a situation like this for number 3. How do we solve this one? Okay, so you're going to have 3 over 5 subtract 1 over 6. Okay, so you do the same thing even here as well. You're just going to multiply out, because here 5 and 6 is 30. Okay, that's your lowest common multiple. So if that's your lowest common multiple, you're going to multiply by 5 times 6 there, 6 times 6, okay, that gives you 30. 8 times 5 times 5, okay, yeah, and then from there onwards you can have your new denominator, which is the common multiple. Okay, so here you're gonna have 6 over 30 subtract for that, so 6 over 30 subtract 5 over 30. and your answer is equals to, this is equals to 1. Get the difference of the numerator, and then the denominator stays the same. Okay, the common multiple, so it's 1 over 30. Okay, so it's as simple as that. And then obviously now you can easily solve the common fractions. Okay, if you look from what we've done from the first one there, okay, first of all we added the numerators, okay, and then the denominator was the same, so we got 3 over 4. But in this case, the second one, okay, the denominators are different, so you make sure that you first make them the same by getting the common multiple. In this case it's 15, so you use those factors and multiply out to convert it to 15, and then once it's the same you also add the numerators, okay, and get 8 over 15. And then thirdly, obviously even if it's subtraction, the same rule applies. You're able to get the common multiple of 30, and then you get the difference of the denominator. 6 over 30 subtract 5 over 30, and then you've got 1 over 30. Okay, so now what if you're given a mixed fraction? How do you approach that? Now this is a mixed fraction plus another mixed fraction. Now the first thing when you're solving a mixed fraction, what you must do, you must just convert it to an improper fraction or a top-heavy fraction. So for example, in this case you've got 1 over 2, 1.5, so plus 2 and 1/3. So if you're given something like this, what do you do? So basically what you're going to do here, you're going to first convert it to a top-heavy fraction. So 2 times 1 plus 1. So it's 2 times 1 plus 1. Okay, so 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So it's 3 over 2. Okay, so plus 3 times 2 plus 1. Can you see that plus this one? So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7 over 3. So you've converted that to a top-heavy fraction. Now you need to make sure that this is in tune. So what's the common multiple here? It's going to be 6. Okay, so here what you do, you need to just multiply out exactly what you've been doing. So in this case it's going to be multiplied by 3, multiplied by 3, and then here is multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2. Okay, and then once you've done that, obviously then it becomes easier for you now to move to the next page here. So this one becomes 9 over 6, because it's 3 times 3, and then you've got plus 14 over 6. Okay, so once it's like that, now you can see the denominators are the same now. Denominators are the same, and also denominators are the same. You can easily add the numerators and get to your solution as easily as possible. So you just need to create a bit of space here. And since I've hijacked this, I'll just create a bit of space for that next question. Let me see here. This is what we can do, create more space. Then it's easier. Okay, so now once you have this, you can just easily add, like I've demonstrated, 9 plus 14. Okay, so 9 plus 14 is 23 all over 6. So it's still a top-heavy fraction, your answer, and you can still convert your answer, okay, to a mixed fraction if you want. Okay, so 6 into 20, it goes in 3 times. Okay, 6 into 20 goes in 3 times. Okay, and now the remainder becomes 5 over 6. Okay, so we've converted it to a mixed fraction again, so we have solved that question. Okay, so now let's look at another mixed fraction case, so that we can see how do we approach it. It's very key now in the case of subtraction. Again, it's very similar. It's a similar step. First of all, you've got this mixed fraction, so that's number 5. So let's look at this one. It's 2.5 subtract 1.5. Or 1 and 1 over 5, sorry. So now once you've got this, you can easily convert to top-heavy fraction. So 2 times 2, it's 4 times 1. Okay, it's 5. Plus 1, sorry, that's 5 over 2. Subtract 5 times 1, that's 5, plus 1, it's 6. So 6 all over 5. So we've converted that to a top-heavy fraction as well. Now, once you've converted it to a top-heavy fraction, you just get the multiple. How do you get the multiples? That's straightforward. That's what we've been doing all along. So here it's 10. So this will be multiplied by 5, multiplied by 5, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2. Okay. So now once you've done that, eventually this becomes now 5 times 5, 25. Okay, it's going to be 25 all over 10. Subtract 12 all over 10. Okay, now once you've done that, you can easily get the difference from the numerators. That's how easy it is. Just get the difference of the numerator. Open up space. So you can get the difference of the numerator, and then you arrive at your answer. So 25 subtracts 12. That's what you do. Okay, so 25 subtract 12 is 13. And then denominator stays the same, over 10. So it's 13 over 10. You can also still convert this one to a mixed fraction. So 10 into 13, it goes once. Remainder is 3 over 10. Okay. And then now you can see we've just solved the mixed fractions. We solved the subtraction part of it. That's how you do it. And then also there was the addition of the mixed fractions. Now let's look at a different case. Now this is a case of multiplication. Now what do you do if you're given a multiplication case? Now multiplication is straight to the point. You do not have to find any common multiples. You just work out the fractions as given. For example, now let's look at number 6. You've got 3 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 6. Now 3 times 1, so we multiply the numerator. So 3 times 1 in the numerator, 3 times 1, that's 3. And then 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, it's as simple as that. So 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, yeah. And then you can also find common factors here, or simplify this, and this becomes 1 over 10. Okay, and that's your answer. So it's as simple as that. Just multiply out the numerators, and you also multiply out the denominator. Then you get your final answer. Okay, so now let's look at a case when you're multiplying mixed fractions again. Now there's still nothing that is problematic. What you first do, just convert this to top-heavy fraction or improper fraction. So you're going to go this 1 over 2 to have the multiply by 1 over 3. So 3 and 1 over 3. So that's how it is. So now you convert this top-heavy fraction. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So it's 3 over 2. Multiply by 3 times 3, that's 9 plus 1, it's 10 over 3. Okay, so when you multiply out this you can just cancel out. Okay, 2 here, 2 into 10 is 5 times. So your answer is 5. Okay, your answer is 5. It's as easy as that. Now let's go to number 8 and see what we can do about it. Let's straight to the point. So you just use the same methods. You can solve. You're able to actually solve different fractions. Now let's look at a division scenario. Now in division, there's just only one aspect that's very important. Dividing a number is the same as multiplying it by its reciprocal. Sorry, a fraction. Dividing a fraction is the same as multiplying it by its reciprocal. So this is the fraction that is to be divided, 14 over 5. It's a two-baby fraction, and then you've got divided by 7 over 1. Now, dividing a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So you can use, instead of 7 over 1, it becomes 1 over 7. That's the reciprocal. Okay, so reciprocal, it's an inverse. So here you've got 14 over 5. Instead of division, you're going to multiply it by its reciprocal, 1 over 7, or its inverse. Okay, then this one goes once, and then this one goes twice. Okay, 2 times 1 is 5. So it's 2 over 5. Okay, now that's your answer, is 2 over 5. So you've sorted out the division. You just remember the basic rule. Okay, that multiplying a number is the same as dividing it by its. So dividing a number is the same as multiplying it by its reciprocal. So now in this case, you've got similar situation, a mixed fraction. With a mixed fraction, first convert it to a top-heavy fraction. So 1 over 3 is 1 and 3 over 5. And then you've got divided. So the situation is divided by 2, divided by 2, and 1 over 10. So you convert this to a top-heavy fraction first. Once you do that, then you're not going to have any issues. So 5 times 1, it's 5 plus 3, 8 over 5. That's a top-heavy fraction. Divided by 10 times 2 is 20 plus 1 is 21 over 10. So that's how it looks like. So 8 over 5 divided by 21 over 10. Now you still apply the same rule. Dividing a number is the same as multiplying it by its reciprocal. Dividing a number is the same as multiplying it by its reciprocal. Okay, so now let's move to the next page so that we're able to continue with this properly. And then that's where we are now. Okay, so 8 over 5. Dividing 8 over 5 is the same as multiplying it by the reciprocal of 21 over 10, which is 10 over 21. You just swap. It's an inverse. The inverse of 21 over 10 is 10 over 21. And then you multiply out. So you 5, 1, 5 twice. 8 times 2 is 16 all over 21. Okay, and that's your answer. Okay, so it's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. So you just need to understand, okay, if it's division, whatever given mixed fractions, and then you have to divide or multiply, add or subtract. The safest way is to first convert them to top-heavy fractions, and then it becomes much easier for you to actually solve the problem. Okay, as you can see here, everything is and then when it comes to division, you're able to actually multiply out using the reciprocal. Okay, so here we're able to convert to top-heavy fractions as well. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Okay, see you in the next tutorial. And don't forget to subscribe.